Phil started riding bikes in the 50s. 1 speed, coaster brakes. Now he rides a 12-speed to school, rain or shine. But Phil still goes 1 speed. He cruises at a steady pace, never flustered, always cheerful, and fun to be around. He's still going strong and hasn't downshifted a bit in 30 years. Keep on pedaling, Phil.
The thing that I admire most about Mr. Van Phul is that he makes science and geography a lot more intriguing.
You can talk to him about anything if you're having any problems.
He's like the best teacher ever, my favorite teacher.
He never yells at you, and he's never mad, and he's always kind, and his labs are amazing.
He takes the time to help you figure things out.
He's no nonsense, and he really, really likes it when you do well.
We hardly ever use the textbooks. It's more of a learning and doing experience, which I just love.
All his science activities and projects, they're just really fun to do.
I have a question that's like, I don't even understand really well what my question is. He finds a way to explain to me and have me understand what I want to know.
He's really nice, and he's really, really smart.
He was an amazing geography teacher. We learned so much.
He's a really good advisor and also a really good teacher, and he's not too strict or too easy.
He kind of gives us a sense of maturity.
He always gives us the time and space we need to finish all our work.
Sometimes we see him, he's in his bike, and and I'm in my car and we pass each other and I wave and he waves back. I think that's really cute.
VP always makes science fun and enjoyable, and it's always fun to go in there. It's not like, oh no, I have science. It's like, yes, I have science.
In our class, he is Mr. Fun Cool, not Mr. Von Pool.
30 years ago, a young Oklahoma boy arrived at Crane. In his job interview, he was told that Crane had the best science department in the area. Pat scratched his head, looked around and asked, "Where is it?" Head of school Selden Edwards pointed at Pat and replied, "You." Not only do we have a great science program, but we have a great school because of him.
The thing I admire most about Mr. Bixler is that he is a really dedicated teacher, and he makes science really interesting.
He's just a goofy person. He's just fun to be around. He's fun to be in a class with.
He's probably one of the best teachers I've had in my life.
He's a great soccer coach as well as a science teacher.
Even though I don't like science that much, he makes it really fun and interesting, and I end up really liking his class.
He plays basketball with us, me and other 8th graders at recess, and he's probably one of the coolest teachers that I know.
The thing I like most about Mr. Bixler is he does really fun science stuff.
He tells you like it is. He's not only a great science teacher, math teacher, but he's also a great basketball coach and soccer coach. I was on his team both years, and he makes it so fun.
He just knows how to teach a class. It's always fun when you're in Vix's class. You know you've stepped into the right place. He's the right teacher.
If I need help, he's immediately there to give me help or give me advice about what to do.
He's really goofy and fun to be around. You never feel like you're around a teacher, but you still learn a lot of stuff.
He's never lacking to good advice. He always says the right thing. It just comes with a lot of experience. He always assumes the right thing.
In many schools throughout the country, sometimes the eldest teachers in a school are not necessarily your favorite teacher. It's the exact opposite of what's going on with Phil at Crane. Phil is one of our most absolutely amazing teachers. He's a favorite of mine, he's a favorite of the students. He's a really lovely man. I don't know if everybody knows it. When you look at Phil, it's hard to tell his age. You might guess he's late 50s, early 60s. The guy is 70 years old. When you look at him, he's just constantly happy, and I think for Phil, Crane Country Day School is his fountain of youth. This school fills his spirit, fills his soul, and he just blossoms here. At Crane, we strive for our students to care for one another and to care for the environment, and these are things that Phil does just naturally. He is genuinely one of the kindest individuals I know. He's kind to everyone, big, little, adults, kids, and he also is really kind to the environment. But probably at the heart of Phil is his style of teaching. Whatever he does, he makes learning come alive for kids. And we're so lucky to have him at Crane. We've had him for 30 years, and with any luck, we'll have him for another 30 years.
He's a quiet person and a polite person, but behind that is a strength. And I really admire him.
He inspires his students by his knowledge of his field, by his creative teaching, and certainly the inspiration he gives us all.
Phil Van Phul is a legend Everybody knows about his riding his bike from Lompoc. That's just phenomenal. He's been here 30 years, amazing. Some people don't know, Phil was a maintenance guy at the Ballard Inn. So he's got that maintenance guy eye. And so he helps me out. He helps me out.
He's calm and he's steadfast. And he is one of my daughter's favorite teachers.
The thing that I admire most about Pat Bixler is that he cares deeply about kids. Yes, curriculum matters to him, and yes, his colleagues matter to him, but it's students who matter to him most. Pat delights in kids. He loves their stories, their strengths, their quirks. He tries to be a really tough guy, but actually he's all heart. We love Pat Bixler.
I think the thing I admire most about Pat is his connection with kids. He's always surrounded by a bunch of kids, and he takes them really seriously.
I model much of what I do in the classroom after what I would imagine Pat might do. He really is a master teacher.
He loves to be around kids. When you go out to the lunch tables, he's not sitting with the adults. He's chatting up everybody from K through 8. And the other thing I love about him is the way that he understands that the relationship that you have with each student is what is most fundamental in the teacher-student relationship.
His teaching, it's the students that come first. I'm always inspired when I go into the room, not only about the science and the quality of the topics that they're talking about, but his interaction with the kids and the relationship and the love that they clearly have for him.
So when Miles broke his arm last year, who came to our house knocking on the door but Pat Bixler with a card and a smile and well wishes. And it was a very touching thing to see him come, and I appreciated that very much.
Hey Pat. One of the things I really admire about you is your dedication to children, the years you've given to them, and I don't mean just in the science lab, I mean seeing you out on our soccer fields, our basketball courts with kids all the time for 30 years. I admire it very much.
Bix and VP, if I had to sum them up in one word, it would be passion. They're passionate about science, they're passionate about teaching, and they're passionate about the students. They go above and beyond to make science come alive.